Hey YouTube, Joe here with another light review, and today I bring you the MecArmy PT-16. I've been hearing the last several months a lot about MecArmy, and while I've been busy buying ThruNites and Nitecore, I kind of avoided MecArmy for a little while, but recently there was a drop on mass drop for a bunch of these different versions, and I was always eyeing the PT-16, and I took advantage of it. Now, I don't remember the price. I'll post it in the description. But right now they're going most places anywhere from late 40s to early 60s, you know, somewhere in there. But I'll post the price that I paid for it at the time. And I'm going to mention two other channels while talking about this review. I had seen what inspired me even more, just by timing. I happened to see a video by Living Survival. I'm sorry, WeAllJuggleKnives first. About this light, and I was already in the motion of I'm going to get this light. I'm looking for a deal on it, and then all of a sudden the mass drop deal came along, and I wound up picking this one up. Now, I'm going to put the link to both Living Survival's review of this light and WeAllJuggleKnives review of this light in my description. But keep in mind, there is two versions of this light, and there's really no way to know which version you're getting, except after you've gotten it with different things. And I'm going to explain all that in a minute. First, I just want to go over the packaging. I really like this packaging. Really nice presentation. I mean, granted the light's out right now, but it was in that, you know, you see the light in there, and it had this opened up like that, all the information, you know, and opened like this. I think, as a matter of fact, yeah, you could hear it. It's like it has a little bit of a magnet. Like the Boker boxes, and in the back has all the information about this light. Now, it's a 1,000 lumen light, and it's very small. So let's bust out the light, and here it is. I've been using it for the last 48 hours. Let's zoom in. Don't want to lose it. Now, it might be a little darker than usual because I had several lights I shut off. This way, I'm going to show you the way the light works. So instead of, during the video, I can't shut them off, so I figured let's shut them off before I even get started. So there's the light. I'm going to take you around it in a minute, but first I just want to measure it up and show you how small it really is. There it is. And here it is against the ruler. And just for the heck of it, a knife I recently reviewed, the Kershaw Intellect. There it is against the Intellect. So as you can see, not a big light, right? But that's fine. I like little lights too that have, you know, pack a lot of power. It's funny to think that lights like this, just not too long ago, you basically you were lucky if you got like 100 lumens out of it, and now you're getting 1,000 lumens out of it. So let me take you around the light. You can see it's a one button operation. Now, if you've seen any of my other light videos, you know that I prefer the 2-button operation. You know, but I'll you know, respect a good 1 button. I'm going to show you other lights too that I'm talking about. The 1 button. Here's the bottom. It has the can stand on it, you know, tail, but except I'm having a surface that's very soft right here, so it's not standing. But trust me, on a flat surface, this does stand up. It has your 3 LEDs. Has this cool, they're calling it like a pineapple gnarling or whatever, the grill, the grating here. I can't think of the word right at the moment. Here it is in my hand. Now, it did come with it came with this lanyard that I already have hooked on. It's going to be a little bit of a problem staying still. And it came with extra O-rings that came in a nice little box too. That was at the end of that packaging that you didn't see in the window that was opened up, which I think is cool. Because a lot of times the flashlights, they just come with little plastic for the O-rings, and I got a bunch of little plastics all around, and I have no idea what flashlight they go to. But this is cool. It's got the box, and you could conceivably tape something to the box or write PT-16 or something. And then, you know, you have it in here for, you know, whenever you need it, or if you should ever need it. It also came with instructions inside the box, but like a jerk, a lot of times with these things, I like to figure things out on my own. I don't read the instruction. And in this case, it might have helped to read, and I'll explain why. So, let's test it out really quick, and I'm going to compare it to some other lights. So first, I'm going to shut off some lights. We're getting pretty dark. So now, if you double click it, as you can see, it goes right to turbo mode. Right? Now, if you hold it down, where's the button? You hold it down, it goes through the motions. Hit it once, second time, twice, turbo. I think it, now let me see, if it's, when you're in turbo, I think if you hit it twice, is it? I forget, to be honest with you. I don't think it has a memory where it goes right back. If you had it in, let's say if you had it in turbo, oh, there it is. You have to triple click it from like being on the off position. So if you hit it 3 times, it has a flash mode like that. Let me put these on because I don't want to blind you guys while watching watching this video. So let me give you a more close-up look at this, because this button is going to come into play. Now, when I saw WeAllJuggleKnives review of this, like I said, I was already in the motions of getting this, and I was admiring it, and he liked it. So just remembering his review of it, when I got it, I started playing around with it, and I was like, man, what the heck, what's up with this thing? It's like, it's not working with the way he said. You know, it's he had mentioned just, you know, hold the button down for like 1 second and the light stays on. But if you notice, when I hold the button down for 1 second, it doesn't stay on. It just basically it goes off. It comes in like a high mode, but as you let your finger go, the light goes off. And I don't know, I guess because I had my mind set on the way he was doing it, that I was like, dude, this light's messed up. This is probably broken. I was like, I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to send this thing back. But just as I got it and I was ready to do a review on it, last night I had noticed Living Survival opened up, did a video, and it was this light as well. I was like, you know, he stole my thunder. He already had it out. Let me check out his video. And I found out that there's a second version of this light. And he had originally gotten the first version of this light, and it wasn't working well or something like that. And then he got a second version, and the second version has different controls of what you do when you press the button, you know. And so, going by his video, I pretty much can tell that I got the second version. And from what I think, I mean, I could be wrong. It looks like that WeAllJuggleKnives has the first version. So that's why I was like struggling through the different things with the button. But it's because there's 2 versions of this light. Now, how can you tell which version you've gotten? You'll have to check their reviews to see. But there's nothing in the packaging or anything that says version 1, version 2. There's nothing, you know, so there's no way to really know which one you're getting. So now let me go over my assessment of the light. Now let me bring out some other lights to show you. This one I'm going to show you is the Nitecore EC11. So there it is against EC11. Now the EC11 has been my main light it's in my bag that I carry with me to the city all the time. So I use it all the time. Like lots of times when I leave in the morning to go to work, it's dark out, and I use this light, and it's come through for me all the time. It has the two button controls. Let me see. There you go. You can see the 2 buttons, not the 1 button, and it's a nice size. It's a little bit bigger, and I think if I remember correctly, it's like a 900 and something lumens or something like that. Now I'll have my review of this particular I keep going back to say knives. I'll have the review of this light in my description, so you can check it out. And the next slide I'm going to show you too, I'm also going to have it in my description as well. So there's the EC11. Now I just wanted to show you that for size comparison. Now here is the TN4A. The ThruNite. Now the reason why I'm bringing it out, not for size comparison, is to show you this 1 button style to compare against this one here. Now, what I like about the light and what I don't like about the light. Let's bring this one back into play. I think this one, first of all, it does feel kind of nice in the hands. I like it. You know, it's made of quality materials. You know, your your air grade aluminum and all that good stuff. Now, some different different items that this thing has over these other lights that I've shown you is one thing that's very, very cool. I've never seen this yet so far, because this is MecArmy is the first. Is it comes with the battery? Believe it or not, it comes with I believe it's a 16340 battery. It's written here on the back of the box. Yes, 16340 battery actually comes with the battery. Now, what light nowadays can you say you actually bought a flashlight that actually comes with the battery, right? And another second really cool thing that I like about this is it can be charged through USB. You take off the head of the flashlight, and here is a USB, micro USB, and you plug that into your wall or your computer, and when it's charging, this well, obviously if it's dead, this will be red while it's charging, and then when it's ready to go, when it's fully charged, it'll be green. So that is like super cool. I mean, you don't have to worry about having a separate charger. You automatically have one, and I think that's great. Now, I noticed when I did open it the other day and I was checking out the charging, it came a lot of factory oil on there, which you know me, I like that. It means everything's nice and lubricated, everything's working good. Now, a couple of things that might be not a major thing to you or a big thing is, well, first of all, let's talk about the push button. Now, as you can see I mean, yeah, you talk about two different size lights, but as you can see in the TN4A, it's kind of like has like a little bit of like a dish that the button, you can get into it and press it and better, I feel, than this. Now you might say, well, come on, Joe, that's a big light, that's a small light. Yeah, but we're not talking $10 light here. We're talking about possibly $60. So I just don't remember the price offhand. And I just felt, even though that I know I have the second version of this light, I still find myself struggling with this button. I don't know. I just can't put my mind to it. Maybe I'm conditioned right now that I like the two buttons like this so much, but I can't even say that because that's why I busted out the TN4 to show you, because I love this light and I have no problems with this button at all. It works flawlessly. I mean, it's just fantastic, I did do a comparison outside with these two, and I don't know. It might seem similar. I just feel a little bit more swayed towards the Nitecore. I just feel like it has a better throw. I mean, keep in mind this one has only one LED, big one, and then this one has 3 little LEDs. So I don't know. Maybe that's the reason why. Maybe because the bigger LED does a better job of the throw. They both do show a lot of light. But I just like, if somebody came and said, here, you've played with both of these, right now you had to take one just because of the light reason alone, I probably would take this, right? Now, a negative about this, about the MecArmy, which you might not think is a negative, but it is a negative. Any flashlight I bought nowadays that's not your, typical Home Depot light, that's a quality, aluminum flashlight, the high grades, all come with a pouch. And now, like for instance, I just took the TNA out, and it comes in this nice pouch right here. Now I don't have the pouch handy for the Nitecore, but I just got finished telling you this is the one I carry on my bag, and it's in the pouch and it's clipped onto the bag, and it's very convenient. The MecArmy doesn't come with a pouch, and I found that very odd. Maybe because you're getting the battery, that you're losing out on the pouch. I'd pay a couple bucks extra. I don't know how much does a pouch cost for a little light like this. I'd pay a couple bucks extra to have the pouch for this light, instead of having to worry about maybe now going out and buying a pouch that might not even fit it correctly. Otherwise this is going to be, if you stick it in your bag, it's going to be running around loose in your bag. I'd rather have it like hooked up to my bag in a pouch, but that's, that could be just me. Now the second part, this doesn't affect me because, as you can see with this light, I don't put this one came with a clip and I didn't even put it on. I could care less. This one doesn't even come with a clip, so I found that odd too. So if you don't have a pouch to put it in. So you might say, okay, no problem. I'll just clip it onto my pants or clip it on my shirt. You don't have a clip either. So that could be a negative. Now for me, is that a negative? No, it's not. It has a beautiful lanyard though, I'll say that. But most of these lights nowadays come with a nice lanyard, as you can see. So at the end of the day, should you pick up a MecArmy? It's up to you. I would say definitely shop around, because I don't know. Even though I'm in love with the ThruNite, but the one button on the ThruNite, I am more of a two button guy. I like the two buttons function on most lights these days. But at least if when one button is done well, like it's done well on the TN4A, you don't feel I don't know, you don't feel like the loss of the one button. But when one button is, in my opinion only, is not done the greatest, it could be better. I mean, it's not terrible, you know. Could be a little bit of confusion because I thought I had the version 1 of this light. I have the version 2. I just think though that for the price that you're paying, I think you could, you know, it could be, the button could be done a little bit better. That's just what I'm saying. Now, but again, if you're the type, getting back to the negatives and positives, if you're the type that's looking for a pouch to hook this up to your bag, or if you're looking for the type that's want a clip, they want to hook it onto your jeans or even hook it onto your bag because it doesn't have a pouch, you're going to be out of luck. You know, you're going to have to just carry this loose in your bag. Could conceivably, you know, go off in the bag. It could get scratched up, and you know, so those are a couple of negatives. So would I get this again? I don't know. I mean, I do. The overwhelming positive is the ability to charge a light without having an external charger. That's fantastic. So I guess that outweighs the negatives for me. So would I get this again? Yes, I probably would. I'd like to see this button just work a little bit better. I mean, Living Survival liked his second version it got, because originally he had the first one, and see, even now I'm trying to get to. I don't know. It could. I'm going to let this one go with the button. Maybe it could be just me. I'm not in love with this particular button, and I guess because I like this one so much better, and because of my being used to being a lot of the little lights having double buttons, maybe that's the reason why. So I'm gonna cut the button some slack. So, but the ability to be able to charge it on its own without external charges definitely outweighs the negatives. So, now having that alone, that's a nice thing to know, because now no matter where you are with this light, you run out of light. As long as you got one of those cords, you know, and most of us have that to charge our phones or charge whatever device we have. You could hook it up to a laptop. You could hook it up to something in the car. You could hook it up to, you know, the wall. And then according to the box, according to MecArmy, you could fully charge this back up in 90 minutes. In 90 minutes, you're all set to go again. So you got to. This one I'm going to let you guys decide. You got to outweigh the factors of what's the positives and what's the negatives, and decide for yourself if this is something that you'd want to pursue. My advice to you is, if you're in the market for a 1,000 lumen light and you want this type of size, I would say before you definitely buy MecArmy, definitely consider stuff like, say, the EC11 on Nitecore, or the other God knows how many lights that are out there. MecArmy is good. But I did just, like I said, I mentioned some of the negatives that I feel that it has. So there you have it. That's my review of the MecArmy PT-16 1000 lumen flashlight. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.